Welcome everyone to the next chapter of On Purpose. In this video, we explore how we can be more intentional in our physical lives, our bodies. Let's jump right in. Take a moment to still yourself. Focus on your breathing and intentionally breathe more deeply and slowly. Try to let go of any stories or presumptions about yourself, your relationships, your world, about God, that could keep you from opening to life in this practice. And once again, make a commitment to yourself to be receptive to anything that God or the universe may want to offer you today. And then when you're ready, ask yourself, where am I now? And of course today, think about this particularly as it relates to your body, your physicality. And then when you feel that you have an answer to that question, ask yourself, where do I want to be at the end of 2022? And again, try to keep your answers to these questions in mind throughout your practice today. So take a moment and stand in front of a mirror. Look carefully at yourself, and as you do, listen to the commentary of self-talk that runs through your mind. After a few minutes, think about how you feel about your body. And you don't have to look far to find a guru, a teacher, a preacher who will tell you that it's important to love yourself, but it's not always clear that this self-love should extend to our bodies. For many of us, our bodies have become the focus of much of our shame and self-loathing. For example, on the 7th of November 2014, in an article by Eliana Doctorman entitled Keira Knightley and 7 Other Celebs Who Protested Photoshop and Won, the Time magazine website featured 7 celebrity women who spoke out against the way they had been photoshopped for magazines and posters. The article includes a quote from Keira Knightley from an interview with the Times of London in which she says, "I think women's bodies are a battleground, and photography is partly to blame." Numerous studies and publications have made the connection between the struggle with self-esteem that plagues many women and the impossibly one-dimensional standards of so-called beauty that are portrayed in fashion magazines. But it's not just women who struggle to love their bodies. Another Time.com article by the same writer as that one in which Keira Knightley is mentioned, this one from March 11th, 2014, entitled The 300 Workout, How Movies Fuel Boys' Insecurities. This article described the growing number of men who either want to lose body fat, gain muscle, or both. The article goes on to state, the ripped male bodies that grace our movie screens have boys thinking they're inadequate. And it says 53% of men, 53%, said they felt insecure about their appearance at least once a week. It's extremely difficult to love ourselves fully and freely when we loathe such an important part of our being, our physicality, our bodies. Sometimes we may try to overcome the struggle by reducing the importance of the body in our thinking. For example, we may say that we are a spirit, but we have a body. Or we may talk about leaving our physical tent, a metaphor for our bodies, to go to heaven when we die. That's particularly popular in Christian circles, that one. But this devaluing of our bodies is neither healthy nor helpful. We can't show up courageously and authentically in our lives and relationships if we are constantly fighting shame and self-loathing. Abundant life has to include abundant love for our physical selves. You've probably noticed that your physicality is one of the 8 areas of the wellness wheel in which I'm inviting you to set intentions for the year ahead. Now, I could explore what it means to eat well, to sleep better, to exercise and care for your body, but I'd rather encourage you to go and explore what works best for you in those areas. You may also want to embrace spiritual practices that engage your body, like fasting or walking or movement exercises or posture exercises. But again, I'll leave that to you. I believe that the starting point of finding physical wellness using the wellness wheel is to nurture a healthy relationship with our bodies and all its amazing abilities and systems. And so I want to offer just 3 possible life practices that can form a foundation for a healthy sense of and comfort with our physicality. These practices can also provide context for the other healthy habits we may commit to in this year. And the first habit that can connect us deeply and lovingly with our bodies is play. When it comes to showing up and living authentically and courageously, we tend to take things very seriously. And the result of this seriousness is that we can tend to prioritize our brains over our bodies. But play can help us connect more deeply with our bodies in wonderful and healing ways. When we play, we engage our entire being. We move our bodies. We express delight or frustration with our voices. We feel excitement and joy in our emotions, along with all the physical responses that come with these feelings. And we connect relationally with our playmates. When we engage in true play, the kind where there is no competition and no concern for expertise, we're freed from criticism of our bodies, and we are released into the simple delight of feeling our bodies act in the moment. The habit of play, whatever play might mean for you, often leads to the wonderful physically healing and liberating experience of laughter. And laughter, which is the second habit I encourage you to nurture this year, often opens us up in turn to be more playful. It's almost impossible to abandon ourselves to the chaos of play when we are stressed and serious and worried and angry. But somehow laughter has the power to cut through these negative, paralyzing emotions and free us for playfulness once again. And since laughter is a physical activity that arises from and engages our bodies, laughter can teach us to love our bodies better. If we can learn to extend our mirth to laughing at ourselves, including the supposed imperfections of our bodies, our self-love is increased all the more. And finally, if we are to love our bodies, I believe we need to deepen our connection with our senses. Every interaction we have with others, with our world, and even with God, however we may understand God, is mediated through our bodies. Much of our sensory experience goes on subconsciously without any appreciation or awareness on our part. But when we take note of the miracle of sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell, we are able to enjoy the experiences that our senses bring. All that is required is to nurture a conscious awareness of what we are tasting, what we are feeling, what we are seeing, smelling, and hearing. And when we discover a pleasure that is especially delightful, then we can give ourselves permission to relish it, to get lost in it, and to allow the experience of pleasure and joy to flood through our whole bodies. I'm always amazed when beautiful people criticize their own bodies. But I also understand how our body-shaming culture can make it hard to enjoy our bodies when they don't fit Hollywood standards of perfection, which incidentally only about 1% of people naturally do. But what would it mean for you this year if you were to set an intention to love your body more extravagantly and unconditionally? What difference might such an intention make, not just to your sense of yourself, but to your whole life? Why not try it and see? And so once again, take a moment just to sit with today's meditation. What stood out for you? What excited you or challenged you or disturbed you? What would you want to carry with you through the rest of the week? And now when you're ready, I encourage you to think about what you want to add to your vision board this week. What images and symbols and words or anything else will help you to envision how you intend to live on purpose in your physicality, in your body this year? And again, if you'd like to post a photo, there's no obligation, but feel free to share your vision board in the On Purpose Challenge group. And as you work with that, and with the vision board and with your intentions, I invite you to pause the video if you need to. And now once again, as we end this video and we prepare to go into the rest of the week, I encourage you to keep thinking about what intentions you want to set for your body and for your physical life in 2022. But also think about what systems you'll put in place to support your intentions around your body. Think about what habits you'll build into your life to make sure that this intention becomes a reality for you. And again, just a reminder that the Evo Faith blog is speaking a bit more in practical details about setting intentions, putting systems in place, and building habits. Also that we can make our intentions an integral and automatic facet of our lives. And now I wish you an intentional week, a healthier body, and an expanded capacity to live on purpose. See you next time.